In Zurich, Switzerland, the minimum pay is 23.90 francs per hour. That adds up to about 4,600 USD every month, whether you are working in restaurants as a waiter or in an office. And today I will share my experience and tips on finding a job in Switzerland if you're from another country. We'll look at the job market, what kinds of jobs are available, what qualifications and language skills you need, the details about working visas, and the latest trends in the job market. And plus, I will give you 3 top tips to help you get hired quickly. If you're new to my channel, I'm Charlene, living in Switzerland since 2022. Like, subscribe for more videos like this. As I mentioned earlier, Switzerland is known for its higher salaries and excellent work-life balance, and many people see it as a perfect place for employees. And in major cities like Zurich, the median yearly income is about 84,000 Swiss francs. That's almost 92,000 USD a year. If it's not the highest, it's definitely one of the highest globally. But remember, living here isn't cheap. But in this video, we're not going to talk about the living expense. And you might wonder if you can just move to Switzerland and easily get a job in a restaurant or as an engineer by applying online. And the simple answer is yes. But there is a catch. And Swiss companies are required to hire locals or Swiss nationals first. And if they cannot find the right person, they look to EU or EFTA countries next. EFTA here means European Free Trade Association. If they still come up empty, couldn't find any candidates, then they will consider candidates from non-EU countries like the US, Canada, or Australia, also known as third countries. I know third country, it doesn't sound so nice, but it's what they call us. The rules clearly state that citizens of non-EU EFTA countries will only be granted access to the Swiss labor market under very specific conditions. In particular, they must have good qualifications. This means if you are from a non-EU country, you and your potential employer must prove that the job cannot be done by a local or an EU citizen. For example, I know a Chinese chef who was hired by a Chinese restaurant in a French-speaking area in Switzerland. Also, I know some bankers who specialize in developing Asian clients, job that require specific Asian languages and networks. So these are some examples that I know. And before we move on to the next chapter, I just want you to mention that I've compiled a list of useful resources to help you find a job in Switzerland. And this includes job-seeking websites, official government sites, and for work permits, and some other helpful links. So you can find all these resources in the video description below. Apart from chocolates, cheese, Switzerland is famous for a few key industries, so banking, technology, and pharmaceutical companies. And these areas are not just important parts of Swiss economy, they also offer a lot of job opportunities for expats. In banking, Switzerland is a top spot for managing international wealth, drawing experts from all around the world. The technology sector is rapidly growing too. They're always on the lookout for IT professionals and digital innovators. The pharmaceutical industry is another major player. They are continuously in need for scientists or research experts. And then you may ask me, how about the hands-on jobs? So if you are interested in more like hands-on jobs like working in restaurants or construction, it might be a little bit tougher to find openings. And because these jobs usually go to locals first, and if not, they're often filled by people from the EU or refugees. And however, every situation is different, and there are always exceptions depending on the specific job and who's hiring. And now let's talk about required qualifications and languages. When you are looking to work in Switzerland, the qualifications and language skills you need can vary a lot depending on the job. For example, for technical and professional roles in industries like banking, technology, or pharmaceuticals, higher education and degrees, relevant working experience are typically essential. For example, if you're aiming for a position in a pharmaceutical company, you might need a degree in biochemistry or a related field along with some lab experience. And language skills are very, very important. In Switzerland, there are 4 official languages: German, French, Italian, and Romance. German is the most widely spoken, especially in major business hubs like Zurich. Knowing the local language of the region you're applying in can be a huge advantage. For instance, if you're looking for a job in Geneva, it's really important to know French. However, English is important too, particularly in multinational companies and in high-tech industries where it's often the main business language. For example, the company that I used to work for, although it's a Swiss company, English is the main language that we use at work. And in less specialized fields such as hospitality or retail, the requirements might be a bit more flexible. However, local language skills are often just as important, if not more so, because they help you communicate effectively with customers and colleagues, right? No matter the industry, showing that you can blend into the Swiss work culture and effectively communicate in at least one of the official languages will definitely help you a lot. And before we dive into the next chapter, I just wanted to say, if you're so far find this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and you will not miss any future videos like this, and it really helps me and the channel to grow as well. And now let's talk about work permits and legal requirements in Switzerland. If you are planning to work in Switzerland, it's crucial to understand the work permit process and legal requirements. And the type of permit you need largely depends on your nationality. So for example, for EU and EFTA citizens, the process is relatively smooth due to agreements that allow for easy movements, and you will need to register and obtain a residence permit that includes work permit, but this process is pretty much streamlined. And for those from outside of EU or EFTA, it gets a little bit more complicated. You must first secure a job, and then your employer has to prove that the role, the position you applied couldn't be filled by a Swiss or an EU citizen. Following this, you can apply for a work permit, which are issued based on quotas, making them somewhat quite limited. And there are various types of permits. For example, L permits for short-term employment under a year, and B permits for longer stays or renewable terms, and C permits for permanent residence after several years of living in Switzerland, and usually is 10 years. Another common way people get a B permit is through marriage or partnership with a Swiss resident. The route is quite popular as it really simplifies the process of getting legal work status. If you get B permit, you are basically treated as a local when looking for jobs. The Swiss job market is constantly evolving, and staying informed about the latest trends and I would say can significantly enhance your job search. And one major trend is the growing importance of digital skills across all these sectors. As companies increasingly rely on technology, there's a high demand for professionals skilled in, for example, data analysis, cybersecurity, and digital marketing. And even those traditional industries like banking or pharmaceuticals, they are seeking employees who can contribute to digital transformation efforts. And remote work has also become more popular, accelerated by the previous pandemic. I would say more and more Swiss companies are offering flexible working arrangements, which can be particularly appealing to expats who may need to travel or manage commitments in multiple countries. I would say sustainability is a buzzword, also another key focus in Switzerland as well. You know, with global attention on environmental issues, Swiss companies are also looking for candidates who can help them develop more sustainable practices and reduce environmental impact. And this is specifically important, I think, in manufacturing and energy sectors. And now I'm going to share 3 tips for job seekers in Switzerland. I know finding a job in Switzerland can be a really rewarding challenge, and I've got 3 key tips to help you navigate the process successfully. And the first of all is to really tailor your application. And Swiss employers, they value details, so make sure your CV and cover letter are specifically tailored to each job. It's common practice in Switzerland to include a photo on your CV. So choose a professional looking picture to add a personal touch. I know for some people it's very weird. For example, like me, I'm a Hong Kong citizen. It's so weird if I put a photo on my resume. If I look for a job in Hong Kong, it's not even allowed. But here in Switzerland, it's a norm. And secondly, network effectively. Networking, I would say, is so important in Switzerland. Meetups, seminars, and business events, use them to make connections. And also use LinkedIn. As many locals, they use it really, really frequently. A lot of people in Switzerland, they may not have Facebook, they may not have Instagram, but they have LinkedIn and they use very frequently. So don't hesitate to reach out to them on LinkedIn directly to help you find a job. And the next tip is to understand and respect the local culture. The Swiss, I think, they are so proud of their culture, including aspects like punctuality, precision, and the so-called Binsley. Binsley is I think it's a buzzword in Switzerland, and then a lot of people, they use it to describe a certain behavior that really, follows certain rules, this kind of behavior. So you can Google online. I don't know how to explain it. So each region in Switzerland has its own culture and language preferences, which are very important to understand when apply for jobs. If possible, learn the basics of the local language to show your dedication and respect for their culture norm. If you like this video, you are going to like my videos on life in Switzerland and Swiss property market here as well. I will also make a life in Switzerland playlist. Check it out now, and I will see you in the next video.